Okay, so let's retake our formation in the Enneagram. Yesterday we did some introductions. Today I think we had a nice time of prayer to try to interpret what we are doing all this about in faith, in our own journey of the consecration, etc. So before I continue, I'd like to ask what's your feedback, especially the guys' information. How are you understanding this tool at the moment? What have you gained so far? Just simply, a fruit or a learning from this tool that you can apply already to your consecration or to your own spiritual life, your own self-knowledge, what we heard this morning also. Maybe we can start with that first. Uh, so it's good to just yeah, see how you're understanding it once again as a tool, the tool, and how to use it. So that's why yesterday I was really emphasizing on the why. Why do we have this tool, and how to use it in the right way, not as the best. It's not the Bible. The Bible, uh, as we are reminded today, is the Word of God that gives us our identity. Uh, Listening to God, prayer, and being aware of temptations that take us away from the identity. So this is what the tool is for also. Just be aware of what takes away our identity, or takes us away, and putting on the mask and all that. Okay, so let's continue today. Today we're going to deepen more into the Enneagram itself, to understand the types, the 9 types. And before that, just a little, again, like a recap, of these types. Did I leave it here? Sorry. Uh, yeah. Okay, just a little recap coming from yesterday. It's about being conscious. How conscious am I, or how unconscious am I of, these dynamisms in me, of my personality? Remembering that my personality is not me, but the personality is what I project of myself to others. Okay, so how aware am I that I'm projecting a certain personality, uh, and to realize that that is not the complete picture of who I am. If you like, it's an exaggeration of a certain aspect of who I am, but it doesn't show the complete me. So again, not the same analogy of the iceberg to make this thing go up, but anyway, uh, there's a subconscious and the conscious, and we know that there's a very big unconscious. So even the way I project myself is unconscious. What people remember what we said, what people know about me and what I know about myself is so little. It's the top of the iceberg, and there's so much underneath that others can help me to know. So even when you heard your brothers tell you yesterday, no, I think you're also that number. How did you feel? No, were you shocked? Were you angry? Were you upset? Uh, were you disturbed? Oh, how come? Why is this person telling me about that? That's not me. Sometimes we have that reaction. So, so there's a lot of unconscious. Is the openness to discover more. Oh, I am. Am I number 8? Really? My number two? Could it be? I'm number two. That's nice, nice number two. So one thing here is very important. Again, not to judge any of the personalities, because sometimes as religious we like number six, we like number two, we don't like number eight, we don't like number I don't know what, no. So these numbers not good for religious life, no. Those numbers are very nice for religious life, and then unconsciously we start to choose and prefer that one. No? I like to be that one. Uh, Again, don't judge anyone. Number eight, is it bad for religious life? Right? But sometimes inside of us is no, 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 that's not me. Because it sounds like it's not obedient, for example. No. Number three, is it good for religious life? Well, it sounds like pride. It's all about pride, myself, how I look about it. So we have we can have the tendency not to judge already. So my invitation really today is don't think of yourself as religious first. Think yourself as a human being that all these qualities are important, no, for life. And a good balance of all of them is important. Remembering we have all of them. And the problem is when we exaggerate one of them, then it becomes a problem. Uh, can anybody say that they don't care about what people think about them? Oh, I'm not number three. I don't care about what people think about me. Is it possible? It's impossible. Everybody cares. So all of us have an element of number three there. You know, I don't care if they take away my rights. Nobody can say that. When our rights, we feel injustice, we get angry. So it doesn't mean that uh, I am. Oh no, no, I'm number two. No, I never get angry. No, no. I only feel shame. No, all of us feel all the emotions: shame, anger, fear. So not to judge, but what we are trying to do is to recognize we have all of them. We tend to go towards certain directions. How to find the right balance, no, as a human being, because all of them are necessary in our life. We are created human. We have all the emotions, um, and how to learn to accept that also, no? And not to have categories already. This is not good. To get angry is no good. Maybe our parents taught us that, no? So we don't dare to get angry, but actually we have anger. So what I'm trying to say now is to be open to yourself, to be open to all the feelings, to be open to all the personalities, and to notice when I struggle to accept. No? So remember what we said. The process of formation is from self-knowledge to self-acceptance, which is one of the most difficult parts, and then to self-gift. No, I have to know myself. I have to learn to accept how this body works, no? And then I will know how to give myself. But if I don't accept, then there are some parts of me I will not be able to express, no? Myself giving or blocks. So all this is where the subconscious is working. No? There are many categories we have of lack of acceptance, lack of self-acceptance, lack of acceptance of others because of not knowing the love yet. And that's why we need the grace of God constantly to see that we are loved, created in the image and likeness of God. And then we learn how to manage. Of course, we have sin also. That is part of our condition. Um, but to learn the basics of being human, love. Okay, so let's continue entering the subconscious. Again, this prayer, no, that let's see the top part. Uh, how to remove it? Say no. You want to come and help me here, if you can take it away. Okay, so let's just pray this together. No? and see if we can gain some insight, into this, going deeper. Give me a candle of the Spirit, O God, as I go down into the deep of my own being. Show me the hidden things. Take me down to the spring of my life and tell my nature, my name. Give me freedom to grow so that I may become my true self, the fulfillment of the seed which you planted at my name. Out of the I cry unto thee, O God. Amen. So again, the fulfillment, the fullness of what we are, that's our desire, for this, formation. Okay, so again, this is, just taking something from yesterday to continue for today. The Enneagram is most effective in the processes of self discernment and understanding. Self inquiry is the first step towards self realization and consciousness. So I like some of the keywords here, self discernment. I think, remember, when we were talking about eternal life, one keyword is discernment. To discern what is true value. Uh, and I was saying, when we preach the talk, it's hard to talk about identity immediately. People, when you say identity, what is that? No? But we talk about value. And if you can go deeper, that's why in the formation, we try to understand that it's about identity. Real value comes from knowing who I am and living according to that. But sometimes it's hard to preach this straight away in, recollection, or encounter. But the goal is that finding value in identity, but true value needs discernment. So that's why I really like the guidelines this morning. It's about discerning. When it says, do not put the Lord your God to the test. So like, don't test God, test yourself, test your motivations, test why are you doing what you want to do, or why did you do what you did already. So whatever proposals we have, motivations, like impulses, discern it. What is your motivation? And this is where the Enneagram helps us to understand more our motivation. So this motivation is very important. No? Everybody does the same thing. For example, you look at the Enneagram, number 3, number 7, number 1, all these are very hardworking people. All. But what is the motivation? No? It's different. So when you look at the motivation, then you will understand the personality. Because externally, maybe all of them do the same thing. No? You get what I mean? Something like that. I'm just giving an example of the, uh, motivation matters. No? So that is where discernment comes in. That is where understanding myself comes in. And the beginning, self-inquiry means to question myself, not to take for granted I already know. So when we say I already know my number, that's why if you notice, I didn't start with the test until now, because sometimes the tendency is, okay, this is my number. I don't care about all the other numbers. No, this is who I am. No, no, no. This is just a test to see maybe that's who you are. So it's about questioning constantly, examining ourselves constantly, because I hope at the end of this is not just I am number 3, I am number 5, I am number 6, I am not. You are much more than that, much more than that. Okay? But that could be a window for you to question more about yourself. Okay, that is very, very important. You don't hold on. I am number this. I am number. You will not grow if you just label yourself like that. Okay. Uh, to use the Enneagram to categorize, to judge, to limit, to control, to demean, not means to put down, no, somebody, or even to idealize myself or to idealize others, is to miscarry this most precious revelatory gift. Miscarry, you know what's miscarriage? No, when a woman wants to give birth and before the baby is fully grown, it then it will die. No? So meaning, doing all these things will make the Enneagram useless or a waste, or even the opposite. No, when we categorize people, that's why it's number two. Aaron is number three. And then every time we look at Aaron, he does something. Oh, because he's number three. I mean, oh, John, because he's number three. He always likes to be, I don't know what, no, or yourself, no, or Jin, your number, I don't know, we have not defined, no, because he's this number. Check yourself, check yourself. Or I am like this because I'm this number. That means to categorize a person, and that is fatal for the spiritual life. You just uh, I'm saying all this because it's very important, and it will happen. It will happen. No? So when we categorize, we are actually judging this person already. Is this kind of person. And our goal as religious is to open up more, to see that the person is more than this. So, in other words, what I would recommend, no, is this spiritual exercise also as we do the Enneagram. Try to notice, am I closing or am I opening? When I do the Enneagram, am I closing myself to this personality type? Or am I opening myself to discover more about myself through this type? Okay? When I look at my brothers also, am I closing already? This is the way my brother is, this type, and therefore he will always act this way. Or am I opening to see more and more what my brother could be beyond this one type, and to help my brother to discover even more who he is. No? So this is very subtle, no, and not everybody talks about this. I'm just sharing my own experience. No, what do you want as a Christian? How does the gospel, no, where want to lead us, and not just the human tendency to put people in a certain definition. Okay, so even to idealize, no, oh, this is a number, I don't know which is sometimes we idealize. Missionary has to be happy. This is a number seven. I will follow this person because it's a number seven. You don't know what is happening inside the person, no? Or this is a good preacher, number three, perform, to do very well, successful mission. I want to follow this person. This is to idealize that personality. Okay, so just to be careful of all these things. Okay, we continue the third paragraph. To label someone as a type is a misuse of the wisdom of the Enneagram. Okay? People cannot be experienced in their wholeness if they are seen just as a category. The transcendent nature of the person can never be reduced to a label. Okay, just to summarize what I'm trying to say. Don't label people. Another key word in this eternal life is the word wisdom. What is wisdom? No? Wisdom is not just to know solutions in life. Wisdom is a person who has experienced how big is life, that we cannot just squeeze everything in one definition. But you are always open, always learning, always trying to see the values of the gospel. Are they possible with so many different personalities around us? The Holy Spirit guides us. Also, discernment and wisdom. And one very clear way of discerning and growing in wisdom as human beings is the fruits of the Spirit: love, joy, peace, patience, kindness. All these, no, Galatians 5, chapter 5, verse 22. When you do the Enneagram, what is the fruit in you? Is it peace? Is it to be kind, more kind to your brothers? Is it to be gentle? Is it self-control? To understand how to manage myself? All these things, no, that are very show us whether we are growing in wisdom or we are growing in judgment of others. Okay, So that's it. No, I didn't want to give you the test. That's why I didn't want to give you the test first, to realize later on also that we have all the numbers. Once again, I said don't judge any number because we have all of them. When you judge any person with the number, you're actually judging yourself unconsciously, and people will see how unwise this person is when we are too judgmental. All these are just reminders, no? And just going back to some things that we were saying yesterday, just go deeper a bit. So remember, we have three major centers within the Enneagram. Uh, the instinctive center, which is gut, no? We said, you see gut types 8, 9, and 1. They go by instinct. Uh, then we have the feeling center, what we call the heart types, number 2, 3, and 4, right? And then we have the thinking center, which are the head types, 5, 6, and 7. Uh, so, uh, yeah, so anyway, so just reminding us, no? And it says here, your first task is to identify your basic Enneagram center, whether you are predominantly, this word predominantly is very important, meaning mainly, no? Not only, but you also have the others. It's just which is the main one that you have. Are you predominantly a gut person, a heart person, or a head person? So yesterday we already shared a little bit about this, but again, be open. Maybe yesterday I said I'm a head gut. Maybe these days, as you go on, you will discover maybe and to be open. That's why to be open to yourself, and not to already be so fast. No, don't be patient to know what is your. Okay. So once again, just to be conscious, know what type am I, and even right now, no, as I am going through the formation, where is my center? My in my head, in my instinct, my gut, or is it in my heart? What is being affected most? Uh, Okay, just a little recap again. The gut center at the top, the gut center primarily expresses the anger or rage of being in a body and not in control of reality. So again, no, anger and rage is the main emotion of being in a body, meaning a limited body, and not in control of reality, meaning I am limited and I cannot accept it. I want to be in control, but I am not. So these are typical of number 8, the challenger, of number 9, uh, the peacemaker, and number 1, the reformer, no, according to that. So again, it's helpful to remember all this comes from also our experience in childhood. I wanted something, but I couldn't get it. That's anger, anger when it's not reconciled. Then for let's see the heart center. The heart center types express the issue of being unloved and being unlovable. And once again, the main feeling is shame. The spontaneous one, not the only one. Again, okay, let's just try to see it. The main feeling that comes that affects us without being conscious. No, it's shame. Because the issue is being unlovable, no, or not loved by other people. And the head center is the predominant feeling is fear. In the head center, the issue expressed is fear. This is fear of not having a place, not having a life, not having a function. At its worst, it is fearful of annihilation, annihilation, becoming nobody, nothing. I don't matter to anyone. I don't exist in this world. So fear of not having a place normally is the number 6. You know? That's why I have to know what are the, this is my place. Then I am secure. Fear of not having a life is normally number seven. No, I want to enjoy, and then if I don't enjoy my life, uh, I'm very afraid of that. Fear of not having a function normally is that number five. That I don't know what I should, what is my not just place, but my role. What I have to do like that. So anyway, let's go deeper in all these things. No, it's just again recap. What is my center? Am I more a gut person? Anger moving me because I am not in control. Maybe that's me. No, I don't know. They said I'm more number one, perhaps. uh, or am I a heart person moved by shame? And I just want to be loved. And when I'm loved, I'm accepted. So, for example, I would think, number three wants attention. Remember the five A's? You can also try to examine yourself. Now, what are your A's? And what is the number two? I want to be appreciated. I have helped someone. I wish they would just say thank you. That's it. That's all I need. No, what is number four? Maybe I want to be accepted, my uniqueness. No, I'm different. I want to be different. And all they need is to feel accepted, and they are happy. No? So all these things, no, we can try to find. Fears sometimes is hard for men, no, to admit. Do you have fears? What are you afraid of? No? And how? That's why we need this safe space to say it's okay. What are my fears, no, of the community? So I would also suggest to really look at community life because that is where the real action happens. Don't think only of your past. Don't think of the ideal situation. Think of what is happening to me in community with my brothers. Which one, which feeling have I felt more in the vacation, for example? More anger, more fear, or more shame? Things like that. To again. Okay, so this is exploring, just exploring. All right, and later we try to define. Okay, just to get to know more the different numbers. Uh, if you want, you can look at the top part, no? But there are many things there. These are typical words that describe the gut people, no? The instinctive type, instinct, belly, gut, body, moving, no? Always in action, physical, life force, groundedness. I want to affect the world. Standing ground. I want to defend my ground. No? Resistance. I don't want to do that. Gut feeling. Follow your instinct. Sense of self. This is who I am, and I will not move from this. Or something like that. So more or less there. No, there are many other words, but let's look at the individual ones. The number eight deals with the anger and rage by becoming powerful. So what do they do with the emotion? No, when I feel anger and rage, I become powerful, strong, and in control. That's why they are the leaders. No, normally, if you look maybe now with the ecclesiality, you see also more characters, our sisters, the brothers. You can sense who are the ones who are always leading, always in control, like that, no? Something like that. And in ourselves, uh, do you try to be in control yourself, or it's only them, the other ones? But do I sometimes need to have the control also? Do I exercise being number eight sometimes with my anger? Can you think of an example of yourself trying to be in control in community life, for example? No, you never try to be in control in community life. Myself, myself. Okay, so that's anger. Second, let's look at the shame. Again, now you get where I'm going, no? More or less, all of us experience shame also. Uh, so what are some typical words? Human connection. This is about needs, no? Intrinsic value of who I am. Relational, feeling special, accomplishments, effective, being liked, being distinguished means and people recognize me, self-invested, responding, mood, emotions, meeting of hearts, holding on to moods, the romantic one, no? All these memories, etc. So these are just some typical words that describe a person who is more inclined, no, towards being a heart type. Um, Again, let's try to look at one by one. Number two, for the number twos, love is sought by meeting others' needs. We already know this, no? So the more I do for other people, the more I hope they will appreciate me. Doesn't mean that they will, no? But it's very, again, it may not be the mature way because all I want is for you to appreciate me. I'm doing everything, and then the person doesn't know I'm looking for appreciation. And maybe all I need to ask is, brother, what do you think when I do this? Is it helpful? Does it help you? Uh, and then the brother just says, yeah. Why? Because of this. That's all I need. Then no need to do so many efforts just to, to be helpful. Something like that, no? Uh, Number three, the issue is handled by being successful to win love. Uh, Again, do you recognize this in yourself? For Verbum Day, the very obvious thing is to preach well. What is success for Verbum Day? To preach well. When the people are, wow, what a good talk. This is the very obvious way that we try to win love. When I spend so much time and effort to prepare, and to over prepare, because I want to be successful. Again, is it negative? Can be, no? But not automatically is negative. I hope everybody will try to prepare well and preach, no? But not exaggerated. Again, the point is being exaggerated. Is it wrong to seek to meet others' needs? It's very good. These people are important in our world, no? If not, there's no charity work. But when I start to become demanding, just look at your experiences, maybe in volunteer work. Why some people stop? Why some volunteers are angry? You go to the parish office and the receptionist is always angry. Have you experienced this in some parish? The one who is supposed to show the face of the church, what do you want? How many? Why are you here? But is it because they're bad people? It's because maybe I'm volunteering to seek appreciation. But in the church, nobody appreciates what you do. And in the end, I become like a very bitter person, no? Something like that. So, I mean, of course, it can happen to us also. Uh, and number four, love is sought through alluring uniqueness and creativity. Alluring, like seductive, no? Seductive uniqueness, they look different. Sometimes not beautiful, just different. It's different. This person, very scary. But they got my attention. Uh, all creativity, the arts, and all that. So, how we can also see this in ourselves? How do you seek to be different, to be unique? I don't want to be like my brother because I'm different. Something like that. Uh, so again, my invitation for you is really to go through the numbers and to see it in yourself. Doesn't mean, oh, this is my personality. No, no, these are just ways that every single person looks for love. Uh, and that's why I asked you to do that 5 days and to recognize I need love. I need love. But what is the way I do it? No? Again, it's about communication also. I need appreciation, say it. I need to attention to be noticed. Okay, get feedback for whether you're doing well enough or not. So many times people tell me, you're doing good enough, no need to improve anymore. And that helps me not to have balance because I think I'm not doing successful enough. I feel "No, you're already good enough, no need to do more. So again, this relationship with other people, the communication helps us to be more balanced in our search. No, it needs to like. And lastly, the head types. So some typical words are discovery, what's adventure, no? Questioning, imagination, being prepared. No? Whatever situation comes, I'm ready. No, in the missionary life. Future-oriented, mental stimulation. I need information, mental chatter. No, think it cannot stop there. Curiosity, exploring, brainstorming. One idea is not enough. No, I need many ideas. Theoretical, understanding, trust, factual, reason, judge. These are really the judging types, no? The thinkers. Correlate, anticipate, gather information, original thinking, rational thinking, mental strategies, etc. All of us have this, especially verbal day. We think a lot verbal day. Uh, so let's see for the seven. So again, no, the dominant feeling is fear. So how do we deal with fear? For the seven, fear is dealt with by overindulgence, distraction, and escape. Uh, Again, no, let's no need to rush. Just to think in ourselves, how do I deal with fear as a seven? Overindulgence, like non-stop doing the same thing like an obsession. No? Overindulgence. Do I have any indulgence in myself? Distraction. Do I go to the internet just to distract myself? Uh, Escape from responsibility when there are corrections, tensions, conflict. Do I feel like I want to go away? No, I don't want to stay there. So again, just to have elements to see how do I overindulge or distract myself or try to escape from the situation there. Can you think of any ways that you do it? With the typical one is really the gadget center. So when I'm talking to somebody and then I don't know what to talk anymore. Simple thing like no. The easiest thing is to pick up the phone and to try to check if there's a message there because there's an awkward feeling and I want to escape. I don't like feeling like I don't know what to say to this person. Can you look at the person's eyes and stay silent for a long time? It's awkward, no? But do we need always to talk? So some things like that are just little details, no? So again, this is not about sin or it's about escaping some feelings that I don't like. I'm afraid of those feelings. So I escape by distraction, etc. It could be pain. When somebody died and then you visit the relative, do you feel like you don't want to stay in the place for a long time? You go to a funeral, no? And there's a lot of sadness, suffering, many questions in their hearts. Sometimes as a priest, it's easier just celebrate the mass and go without sitting with the wife, listening to the wife, asking her how she is, because you are afraid. If I ask her how she is, she will really tell me, no? And the questions will be things I don't know how to answer. So maybe I'm afraid of pain. I'm afraid of suffering. Therefore, I escape in different ways. Oh, I have to meet my brothers now. They're waiting for me in the house. So I'm sorry, I really would like to stay here, but to talk, but I have to go. So very responsible, but escaping the feelings. No? So things like that. No, I'm just talking just to make us think, okay, and to try to identify those. If you have something to say, you just say it, okay. Don't switch off like number 9. Number 6 goes about the feeling of fear, this dilemma by being loyal to a protective authority or system to find security. Uh, so how do I deal with fear? Remember the point here is about dealing with fear. So one is escape, which is the most obvious and easiest one. No, you look at little children. When I was younger, my sister called me the escapist. When when my parents start to talk about who has to wash the dishes, and I go upstairs. So my sister, escapist. When the hard things, no. So it can be also internally, no, not only externally. Then number 6 deals with fear in another way. Is to be very loyal. Yeah, fear of uh, again, not knowing what is my place. So at different levels of fear. So, for example, what example can we think of uh, for this? No, in the church, there are many number 6. How can we make sure that our children will grow up well? Make sure they go to mass. Make sure they listen to Father, the priest. Make sure they follow all the teachings of the church. Uh, Make sure they respect all the rules. No? So by following the rules and the authority, we are safe. The church is safe. So many questions of the world coming. As long as you ring the bell 3 times in the ritual, you celebrate the mass well, everything will be okay because we are reverent to God. It's an example, okay? Just making fun with it. Or there are LGBT issues. Keep them out of the church. This is not allowed in the church. Rules again. Follow the authority. What does the Pope say? What the Pope says is so important. What do you say? I don't know. I don't know how to deal with this in my own family. My father tell me how to deal with my children with same-sex attraction. Yeah, because if you tell me, then I know what to do. And then my children will be okay. My family will be okay. Huh? Really? How about you? Learning how to learn to love your children with this issue. I don't know where to start. Again, the fear of not knowing what to do, what is the place of all these things, no, that comes out. So one way of dealing with the fear is to be very loyal to the rules or to authority, and that's how I avoid feeling the fear. So as also it's escapism. If you notice, no, I am escaping to face my fears. I don't want to face those fears. What if my children really grow up and they want to get married and a man with a man? Have you thought about it? I don't want to think about it. Or people who want to face, old people, elderly, who want to face the fear of death. So what do? Confession. Go for retreats. Read a lot of books. There are so many things. All at the end of the day, I'm not facing. I'm afraid to die, and I don't know what to do with that. As long as you do what the church said, it's okay. I'm okay. I believe in eternal life. I mean, are they really facing the fear? No. It's just applying some norms to feel safe. So we can also do this in our own life. You know? What are my fears that I have in my vocation? Maybe one day they'll tell me I don't have. Have you faced that fear? No, can't be. That's who I am. Remind me who I am. No, I am a mission on this earth. What if one day I discover this is not my vocation? What am I going to do? I don't know what to do. Uh, where am I going to go? These are all fears that we need to face. Uh, Because if not, again, no, another, I'm not saying anything, no. Just saying in general, it could be I will follow all the rules, but actually I'm not facing that fear uh, of discernment, and I'm not discerning properly. Okay, so this can happen to us, can happen to others, can happen with perpetual vows also. There are fears that I'm not addressing, and I just say. But what's the problem is I'm going around and around, following the rules, and I'm not progressing in my vocation because I don't go through those fears, take a step forward in my awareness, of what is my vocation all about. I remember when Felipe was still the general superior. I told him I don't want to be a priest. He said, why? Not only for us, but uh, because somebody very close to me left the priesthood, and he was my SD, spiritual director. I don't want to be like him. So I remember what he told me. You write your own story. Why do you have to follow the story of this person? What are your fears? Your own fears, not his fears. But what are your own fears of not wanting to progress, in this vocation? Because of this. Ah, okay. So let's discern it. Let's enter into there. And so I really invite you, especially in the formation, what are your fears that you are not addressing? And and then you notice that you are just following rules. Uh, am I fearful of my weakness also? Am I afraid of my own weakness? It will betray me in my vocation. Am I afraid of the vow of chastity? Am I afraid of I don't know how to be pure? Am I afraid of myself? I'm like this. This is how I am. And if I allow myself to express myself, I will lose the vocation. I mean, I'm saying this because I have had an experience also. No? I know myself. Have you heard this expression? I know myself. If I let myself, wait, do you really know yourself? Or are you just afraid of something in yourself and you're afraid to explore? What is it? Maybe it's a valid fear. No? But maybe there's something through the fear that you could discover more. Okay, number six. Number five. The five. The five. Now I say six because in the church is really the majority of Catholics, I think, are number six. Follow rules. The tendency. No? The others are very interesting. Number seven, in the church are seen as the bad boys, bad girls, always going everywhere, doing. Okay, number five. The number five, in order to overcome the fear, feels that the issue of fear is one primarily of inner emptiness, solved by keeping full. So the tendency of the number five is accumulation, to have. What we talk about in the temptations is to have. Uh, the more I have, the safer I feel. So the more money in the bank, you know, uh, the more secure I feel. The more things I have around me, the more I feel I am not alone. And that I am not unsafe, in that sense. So safety here is about having. Uh, let's try to apply to ourselves. We don't have so many things, but what is that one thing you have that you cannot give up, even materially? No, I cannot give up my coffee, this Singapore coffee, because if I don't have this Singapore coffee, I lose my identity. I cannot give up my ball pen. If you take my ball pen, I will kill you. No? I don't know what it could be. No, maybe our generations are all different. What are the things you feel that every day you need it? Is it my, or nowadays we always say my gadget? Is it my phone? Is it my iPad? What will happen to you if you lost your iPad? Don't worry, I iCloud. So it could be in things, but maybe for us as consecrated, it's not so obvious. Perhaps it's my responsibility. Things in my responsibility. I'm in charge of the cars, so this car is mine. I will decide how to use the car. What else could we think of? I am in charge of the kitchen. I am in charge of the chapel. I'm in charge of, I don't know what, the garbage. And it becomes my pressure, no, somehow in that sense. These are physical things, but also there are other emotional things. It could be persons, relationship, to have persons. Example, again, very the most uh, common thing, no, is I need the good opinion of my formator, uh, or my responsible. And I will tell him all the things that are good because I need that I need to possess his good opinion of me. Not just because of the discernment that he will tell me yes or no, but there's a tendency, or if it's not the formator, it could be my superior, that I present all the good things to my general or to my house responsible. Because if I lose his good opinion, I may lose my place in the house. So that's also a fear. No, and then we try to have good relationship with this person, but with the other people, I don't care. So why is it that with this person I treat with such tenderness, politeness, kindness? With the other people, I treat her. So what do I want from this person that I'm treating so well? No? Again, there's nothing to be ashamed about. This in all of us that we tend to treat better the one who has the authority in order to possess also the end. So it could be with things, it could be with persons, it could also be with knowledge, information. As we said, the tendency of the number five is to have a lot of information, to know many things. Because when I know many things, I feel safe. I know how to manage the things around. So maybe we can consider what is the what do I tend to want to uh, keep full? No, is it persons and their good relationship? Is it things that make me feel secure? Is it information, knowledge that makes me uh, secure in what I understand and all that? Um, so these are like, again, they are not bad things, but when it's too much, I hope you have a good relationship with your formator, okay? They're not bad things, okay? But it's when it becomes unbalanced. If I'm good with this person, I should be good with everybody. Uh, Knowledge is good. Um, when I know how to share it, when I know how to have a balance, no, of understanding that some things I will not know, and it's okay. It's okay not to know everything or something like that. To have things is important. I need my iPad, I need etc. It's just the accumulation that comes from. So okay. So again, is to see that to a greater or to a lesser extent, all of us have some of these things, and it's to see how we deal with it. But the point here is fear. The point is, how do I deal with my fears? How do I face my fears? Again, no, in all the, whether it's seven, whether it's six, whether it's five, these are like, it could be escapes to not face those fears. And the challenge is to really take a look at them. Then we can be free, no, little by little, not automatic, no. Suddenly I'm not afraid, but it's I face them and realize whether I should really be afraid or not by addressing them. Do you have any comments at this moment? Okay, so this is much easier. No, that part was the difficult part. These are just typical expressions of the self projection, no, of the different types. So the type one says to the world, "I am right." No, they insist on that, or we insist on that. I don't know. Maybe because I'm one of them. The type two says to the world, "I am helpful," and meaning like you cannot take that away from me. uh, the type three says, "I am successful," and you cannot take that away. The type four says, "I am unique." You cannot take that away from me. Type five, "I am wise." So I know a lot of things. So you'll never beat me in a discussion on knowledge. Type six says, "I am loyal." You will never find me loyal, disloyal. Type seven, "I am happy," and you will never find me unhappy. Type eight, "I am strong." You won't take that away from me. I will fight to be strong. Type nine says to the world, "I am peaceful," even if I'm angry. Okay, so more or less this makes it a very simple way to again to see, what is my normal expression in the practice, my feelings, okay? Not what I say to people, but in my feelings, which one do I say most of the time? I am happy, I'm right, I'm successful, etc. Okay, so we don't have to do this breakout rooms unless I think no need because we are so few. Which three possible types describe you in order of frequency? So now it's like trying to become fewer and fewer options. No? Again, I think the wisdom of this Sister Fidelis, she doesn't want us to categorize ourselves too quickly, but gradually be open. So if you look at what I just showed you now, the nine types, which three do you think identifies more with you? The one that is most often, because remember we have all, right? That's the exercise. We have all of them. But which are the top three? And in order of frequency, which one do you say the most in your heart? Which one sometimes you say it, and which one that you say but not so much, something like that. So these are the nine. No, to choose the top three according to most often, sometimes, and seldom. And maybe after this we can have a break. I mean, all these dynamics are just for us to keep on being open to ourselves, as I said. No, that's why this. She gave this prayer right there, like to recap, no, so that we can move to the test. Give me a candle of the Spirit, O God, as I go down into the deep of my own being. Show me the hidden things. Take me down to the spring of my life, and tell me my nature, my name. Give me freedom to grow, so that I may become my true self, the fulfillment of the seed which you planted in my mouth of it. I cry out, O God. Oh, you still want to explore more? So here is more really the each type. They just want to give words so that you can feel whether this is you or not. You know? So let's just read through like that. No? Maybe we can take turns to read. What I am type two. What are the characteristics? Really. So these are the characteristics of type 2. You can just sense whether it feels like you or not. Okay, next type 3. We can answer type 3. To read this. Okay, so you can see like both positive and negative. Later we will just explain more, no? But now it's more to feel is this consistent with you. Number 4, please. Right. Or with me. Okay. Look at the next type 5. I can read also. Insightful, focused, avaricious, greedy. Um, but if I don't know, I think that's the wrong spelling there. Creative problem solver, detached, mind castle, fair and wise, highly boundary, pioneering, curious, private, serene, good listener, self-controlled, perceptive, observant, and analytical. Uh, you can analyze problems very well, find solutions. Okay, number 6. Okay, some things you don't expect number 6 to have. No fun, uh, charming. Is also number 6. Okay. All right, 7, please. Optimist, eager, uninhibited. The more obvious one. When you see a 7, obvious character. Number 8. It's strong, be confident, plus natural leader, plus skillful, courageous, vulnerable, talented, and heroic, wonderful, powering, all. So just let the words sink in terms of feelings, no? That we experience. Number 9, peaceful, peacemaker, harmonious, agreeable, withdrawn, avoidant, healing, patient, relaxed, steady, slothful, serene, imaginative, 100 miles there. You don't know what he's looking at or thinking. No? Yes, that kind of looking far away, not present, not passionate, comfortable, comforting, and natural. And many positive things also, not number 9. The majority of the world is number 9. That's what some Enneagram people say. The world. So, and number 1. Oriented. One very easy. Also another obvious one. You finish all already? Okay. Okay, so now we wrap up the second part. This is the knowledge, of these. Remember the arrows that we discussed before? The arrows point towards tendency from one personality to go to the other. But this is not growth, okay? This is like stress. When we are stressed, we go in this direction. Okay, so so don't just assess yourself or others when they're okay. It's the stress moment that you will know the most. So, for example, where do we start? From, for example, I am a number 1 person type. When I'm stressed, I go to number 4. The number 4 is the unique one, no? The individualist, the one that goes into themselves. So that's stress, meaning it's not really positive for number 1 type, the reformer, to go into self. But it happens, and it becomes very more stress, more perfectionist, more demanding. That's why the words we heard, resentful and all this stuff. Uh, then for the number 4, the stress is to go to number 2. Okay. So anyway, this I think I don't know whether maybe it's easier to explain all this later when we talk about paths of growth and paths of digression. So all these are in the digression, more or less. If I'm a number 4, I shouldn't go to the number 2 because I am already very disorganized, uncentered, focus on my emotions. When I go to number 2, it's like an escapism again. Helpful, but for the wrong reasons. Okay, then number 2, the digression to go to number 8. I'm a helpful person. When I'm stressed, I tend to be controlling. So I'm there to help. So if you don't give me the love I'm looking for, appreciate, I become very controlling. Opposite. Number 8. Number 8, to digress, we'll go to number 5. Uh, Again, like avarice, no? Remember the one, number 5 is the one accumulating a lot. So when I'm stressed and I'm not in control, I go to number 5. I start to accumulate. Okay, later we will see more. Anyway, I don't have to spend much time to explain. And 5 to 7, 7 to 1, etc. And then the stress for a 3 is to go to 9. For 9 is to go to 6, and 6 to go to 3. So it's like the later like you can see more what this means. So just to wrap up again, what is this tool? No? The Enneagram is a very ancient, powerful tool for self-understanding, seeing ourselves as we actually are and not what we think we are. An original blessing, bearing the scar of an original weakness. So, uh, meaning weakness is part of it. No? The blessing to know ourselves and our weaknesses there since the beginning of time, since ancient times. And it is also a tool for understanding others so as to be able to enter into more harmonious and meaningful relationships, encouraging what is life giving in one another. So to be more compassionate, instead of judging, to support each other's growth. And when each one is stressed, we learn to see the signs of the stress and not to judge. The Enneagram is an invaluable map showing us the blockages and weaknesses in our particular character structure, the rough edges that often irritate and bruise others without our intending to hurt. So it's like again showing why are we doing this is to see what are the things inside of us that need to be reconciled in our personality because we hurt people even we don't want to. A powerful person can be hurt, helpful, all of us hurt, but not because we want, but it's just the tendency, like, or like compulsion. So again, another summary table. Number one, the perfectionist, realistic, conscientious, principled, high ideal. The helper is warm, concerned, nurturing, and sensitive. All these are the positive, okay? Achiever is energetic, optimistic, self-assured, goal-oriented. The romantic is sensitive, with feelings, warm, and perceptive. The thinker is curious, number 5, analytical, insightful, introverted. Number 6, questioner, responsible, trustworthy, value, loyalty. Number 7, adventurer is energetic also, lively and optimistic, and contributing. That's why 3 and 7 normally are confused. They are quite similar. Number 8 is leader, direct, self-reliant, self-confident, and protective. And number 9, the peacemaker, is receptive, good-natured, and supportive. Okay, it's just to appreciate also the contribution of each personality type that's helpful to have around uh, to maximize. Fundamental premise of the Enneagram is that there are 9 basic character fixations in human nature, resulting in 9 points of view, 9 value systems, 9 ways of being in the world. The same thing said in different ways, just to see, there are different ways to value things in our world and how we can learn from each other. Uh, so if we value the way of each perspective, then I can learn also. I think the more we interact with other people, also take their characteristics. Of course, we have our basic one, but we start to learn also that value there. We can learn something. So it's nice when we see that there are 9 value systems or points of view that we can learn from and being in the world. But each one is because of a fixation. Fixation is a negative word. It's only this way of looking. So meaning every character has its weakness, strength, and weakness also. So what we learn, we also discern of each personality. Okay, so 9-point symbol represent the personality type. So it's the same thing, not just with pictures. Perfectionist, you can see the teacher, type, helper, normally the caregiver, nurses, doctors are normally in this profession. So a doctor a bit different, more nurses. doctor is more to the other. Number three, the achiever, performer, sports people. Doctor actually can fit there also. Number four, the individualist, romantic, the artist. You can see the image there. Number five is the investigator or the observer, scientist doing research. Number six, the loyal skeptic. So loyal, but at the same time trying to check. You know? Number seven, the enthusiast, explorer, epicure. Epicure means a person looking always for pleasure, new experience to enjoy. Number eight, the leader, protector, or challenger. You can see the boss. Number nine, the peacemaker or mediator. Come on, everybody sit around the table and let's enjoy together. From life experience. Okay, so just different words, different images. This one could be interesting just for us to take a look. The typical things that they say at a meeting, for example. You know, can ask ourselves, what is the typical thought, unconscious or conscious, you know, that I don't say, but I think in my mind when I attend a meeting. Number one will say, let's get this done right. So his concern is doing things in the right way. Number two, how can I help? Is that your thought? When there are problems, do you think already, how can I offer myself help? Number three, we need to look successful. Come on, we just don't have to do things, but people have to see good marketing and all that kind of thing. Number four, we need to be more creative, not boring. Number five, let's think this out carefully. So thinking again, that's the center, and the care not there. Number six, I can see lots of problems. You know, the skeptic, so more protecting from problems. Different from the number five. The number five is more like organized thinking. Number six is more the fears of problems to face them. And number seven, let's consider all the options. So they can be very good workers also, number seven, but they want to have many things, not just one way of doing things. Number eight, we need to get moving, action, no? Uh, let's stop talking so much and do something. And number nine, let's wait until this gets done. So the concern is everybody's there, not so much the results. So it's the same thing, but just trying to express it in a different way that we can identify again. Where, what is my tendency in a meeting? What is your tendency in a meeting? Do you identify with any of them? For example, which one would I see myself more, you know, meeting because of who you are or whatever? So, for example, for me, is we need to get moving as a responsible. I cannot just like that. But at the same time, in my own personality, I like to really consider all options. So I like to listen to everybody instead of, okay, let's do it. Something like that. So, what about you? More spontaneous, yeah? Number one, 801, we need to get moving. It's okay. 401. Okay. And let's get this done right. Like do it in the right way. Okay. Okay, we're not really right way. No, just get moving and start the thing. Yeah. Five and six, think carefully and to see the problem. But for five, let's think it out carefully. Investigate your side. So again, it's just playing a game, okay? That doesn't define us. Another one. One is meeting, another is party. So different context, not just to test a bit our own personality. It's supposed to be relaxed. So the number one will say, not enough food groups represented. Just to say very critical, no? Uh, Number two, it's so great to feel needed and served in the party. Can you see in our community who's the one always serving? Number three, I need to eat and run. I am swamped. I have many things to do. I just got to finish eating quickly and to go. Now, who is that? No? number, number, number four, oh, cheap caviar. Shocking. No, it's like, this is lousy food here. It should be better food. uh, higher standards. Number five, it is a talkative group. Good. That gets me off the hook. Means I don't need to talk. Everyone is talking, so I just stay by myself. Do we have that in our community? Number six, she's leaving early. Doesn't she like us? Suspicious, no, about the relationship. Why this person is doing this? Why is this person doing that? Why is this brother getting up from the table already? Number seven, first I'll eat, then take some pictures, then go to my class, then so many plans, no? In this one party, already planning about other things to do. So it's a planner. Number eight, pass it down, pass it all down here. No, why no one is passing the food here? Justice, no. And number nine, I feel so close to everybody. Wow, so nice to be here. Everybody's here. Verbal Day family. I feel here at home, but something like that. So which one are you in the party when it's a relaxed atmosphere? Six and two. Doesn't she like us? Or she very concerned about what everybody is doing, no? And to serve also. Any six also. Uh, that's interesting. So thinking about what others are thinking of. I feel number eight because I like eating. Why are they not passing the food? Only them eating that one. But also I like number nine. When we have meals, I feel really it's a time to be together, to enjoy. It's seven and nine. Seven and nine, they're so opposite. Depends. Okay. Okay. So anyway, as I said, it's just a little game just for us to see, no, more or less how we respond. And there are different personality types, and it's nice to know also. So each type requires its own unique prescriptions for growth and transformation as we mature and hear the inner call to come back home to our original connections with the environment. Okay. Get some wise words from this sister. So, like, not everybody has the same path of growth. We cannot say the same thing. Okay, everybody has to do this. I do this, so the other person has to do this. But we have to help each one to find their own way. No? This is important in community life because one of the challenges is like comparison. Why this person can go for a vacation and I cannot? I want a vacation also. Why this person has an extra time? I also want extra time. But when we see, because each one has different needs, different way, we need to encourage each one to find their own. It helps us to mature also, not to. But if you want it, you ask for it also. Maybe I also have that need, something like that. Okay, so it's 11:30. Let's just have our own free time now until the next session because I think we shouldn't do the test now. Just take a relax. No? Unless you have some questions you want to or some comments, you can